The Fantasy Flow podcast is attracted to Bo Nix sexually. Hey, welcome to the Fantasy Flow podcast. Oh, what a weekend of sports, Andy. A lot of us in Seattle here, we were going through it. Lots of emotions. Lots of people in Seattle here running on very little sleep as the Seahawks game went into what feels like 11:30 p.m. I don't think it was that late, but if you're on the East Coast, it was like literally Tuesday that the game ended. Ridiculous amount of sports. The Mariners, all of the whole slate of football games was insane. And we got hockey starting up. Anyways, Andy, how was your weekend?
Weekend was good. Went over to the west side. Spent a little time with the father-in-law. Got a dope-ass tattoo to show for it.
You sure did. Yeah.
Got to watch some sports, and like you said, stay up real late. I feel for you, Seahawks fans, and even if it wasn't a Seahawks game, even if it was another team, the fact that it was a 7:00 Pacific Coast time,
it's just ridiculous.
I feel for you. I feel that's just we just got hit in the teeth with that one.
A horrible game too. I mean,
yeah.
It was just sloppy,
honestly.
And not a lot of fantasy points, unless of course you're JSN. If you can't already tell, I think I'm coming down with something. I'm trying to fight it. I'm trying to push through, but my voice might not be sounding 100%. I got my Gatorade here, trying to get me through, but it's okay. It's not that bad. You know who's feeling even more sick is Brian Daboll and the Giants kicker and all the Giants fans out there. Man, that was one of the most insane games I've ever seen. Statistically, historically, emotionally, game was just so unprecedented. It was absolutely nuts. Andy, were you able to catch any of that game? It was just, I think we were even talking on the phone near the end of it. It was just tell me what you were thinking when the Broncos were making that comeback.
Yeah, we were driving back. So, of course, right as we get home, that's pretty much when the mayhem started, which is great. I'm trying to unpack the car, but then it seemed like every play was just nuts. So it's like, take one thing out, watch for 5 minutes, take another thing out, watch. I mean, Dayball's used to this thing, right? This thing called losing. So he probably sleeps a little bit better at night. But Jackson Dart, he's like, wow, I just got punched in the nards, and the pain doesn't go away. And you could just see that on his face. They just had a perfect view of him on the sideline, just like, just shocked. I mean, we all were, right? But imagine being the guy that scores the game-winning, quote-unquote, game-winning touchdown by yourself, basically, and then you still lose.
Yeah. No, I can't even imagine. I mean, there's literally no precedent for this. I have some stats here that I want to read off about this game. This is the fourth time in NFL history that at least 33 points have been scored in one quarter. But this was the only time that the team to do that had been shut out in the other three quarters.
Yes. Oh,
obviously, because that's insane.
Right, because that makes sense to score 33 in a single quarter.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely insane. And just everything that had to happen for this game to work out the way that it did, the Broncos had to go for two twice and get it both times. And the Giants, they had to miss 2 extra points. And that kicker is now, he's looking for a job right now. Just a perfect storm. Like, they were just stole a possession with those few changes of points. And then the refs, I honestly think this was one of the most blatant, horrible ref orchestrated drives I've ever seen was this Giants touchdown drive in the fourth quarter when the Broncos were just making this miraculous comeback. The Giants couldn't do anything, and then the Broncos, they come up with a fourth down stop. It's like 4th and 20, and they get the stop, and then the refs throw a flag for roughing the passer, and it just gives them new life. And then what does he do? He just hucks it down into the end zone. They call a BS pass interference on like the 1 yard line, and I thought that was even worse than the roughing the passer. You look at the replay of the roughing the passer, and it's like, I mean, he did hit him. It wasn't that bad. It's definitely not worth like changing the outcome of the game for, like typically refs kind of swallow their whistles on like a Hail Mary situation, inside of 1 minute. They're not going to change the game like that. They're not going to just give it to the other team. Oh no, not these refs. They absolutely tried their best. And that pass interference was ridiculous. I think it was Riley Moss. It's a classic underthrown deep ball in the corner of the end zone, so the receiver's coming back. But Riley Moss, he gets his head all the way back around and then bats the ball down. And it's like, yeah, there's contact, but he turned around and he got the ball. I don't get it. Of course, the Giants score a touchdown, but they just left Bo Nix. Man, they left Bo Nix too much time. What did he have, 30 seconds?
33, yeah. And then they scored 33 points to win the game. Like, it just lined up perfectly for everything. What a crazy game. I mean, this is a bigger discussion as a whole. The officials this week, they haven't been looking good all season, but this was probably their worst week of the year. I don't know if you caught the Rams game at all, but they had terrible. I mean, Jacksonville just got screwed over play after play after play. That early window.
Yeah, that was in Europe.
Yep, that was London. Eagles-Vikings game was, I can't remember the exact couple plays, but there definitely were a couple there. The Broncos-Giants game, it's like each window had a terrible officiating game, and it lasted all the way till Monday night. I mean, the whole Tampa Bay, they give him a first down, they hike the ball. I thought that was the clear indication that says we can't review this anymore when you hike the ball for the next play.
Absolutely.
But yet they stopped it as Baker is about to be like pummeled. They stop it and say, "Oh, we got to go back and review it." And then, oh wait, he did catch the ball, but he actually didn't get the first down. And oh my gosh, and then the Seattle game where we had 2 safeties taken away from us. I mean, it was a terrible, terrible week for officials. And I really think the NFL needs to do something about it. And I'm just lucky that those types of coin flip situations didn't hurt our Seahawks. But that, again, another day.
Yeah. The most memorable referee moment from the Seahawks game, there is the safety that we didn't get, but I do appreciate that one ref who came and protected JSN with his life on the Texans sideline.
That was clutch. That was
cool.
Major
That was
props.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I don't know that I think the refs have had like a bad year. But this week I agree with you, was particularly bad. So yeah, that's a tough one. But yeah, back to this Giants Broncos. It was a meltdown by the Giants on both sides of the ball. I mean, Jackson Dart, that he had an awesome game. He was somehow the fantasy QB3 on the week against the Denver Broncos, which is like surpassed everyone's expectations. Like by all accounts, he had a great game, but that one interception in a big spot, you just literally throw it right to the other team, and then they go down and they score another touchdown right after just having scored one. Can't do that. So, I don't know. There's a lot of blame to go around. Where's Abdul Carter, Andy? I thought he was supposed to be like the next big thing on defense, and I haven't heard his name called like one time in a Giants game.
No, the DBs get more credit than the freaking D line. I mean, Adebo, I know Holland got hurt, Drew Phillips, like they got some guys back there in the defensive backs, and they're just holding on to dear life there because the defensive line is not doing what they need to do. They just seem to go in these waves where they just fall asleep for most of the game, or half the game, and then the other half they're dominant, and the opposing offense can't move the ball or can't run the ball.
I'm looking at the stats right now. New York Giants 0 sacks in that game.
Wow.
And their
Wow.
leading tackler was DB Andrew Phillips,
Ooh, who's
not to
that
be
guy?
confused with Andy Phillips.
They said that on the broadcast.
They
Andrew
called you out.
Phillips. And I was like, whoa, I knew his name was Drew Phillips, but not Andrew Phillips. That's kind of cool. So, anyway,
It's a Tyreek Woolen, Reek Woolen situation.
right. Yeah, totally. What about another game that caught your eye? For me, it was definitely we have to go all the way back to Thursday with the Bengals beating the Steelers. I mean, these Thursday night games, I can't pin them. We say this every week,
Oh yeah.
and then we take the lines, or we say don't play this player.
No, yeah.
I'm
Avoid at all costs.
avoid it, just enjoy. That's a great line right there. Avoid it, just enjoy it.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, because these games are bangers. Yeah, what a game! Offensive explosion. I think we literally said on the podcast last week, take the under. like we're on
Yes,
record saying that, and that
yes.
both teams went over 30 points. Just absolutely insane. Yeah, what they call it, the icy hot bowl. Like Aaron Rodgers
The
and
old
Joe Flacco, they just absolutely balled out. It was great to see. Uh, Man, I think the most surprising element. I don't know how surprised I am that Joe Flacco really balled out. Like he can do this if he's given a clean pocket, and he
Mhm.
only needs like 2 seconds to get the ball out, and he has some great receivers. So like that kind of made sense to me. What didn't make sense to me was the Pittsburgh Steelers defense just like letting this happen. Where was T.J. Watt? Where was Cam Hayward supposed to put a stop to this? I don't know. I was very disappointed with that. That's kind of what I thought they could hang their hat on, was like, oh, we're the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're not going to let a
Right.
division rival that's who's like 10-point underdogs or whatever it was, like, do this to us. Like, that's a shame. But yeah, I don't know. Thursday night's weird. Joe Flacco coming in. Mike Tomlin wasn't too happy about it. He
Right.
would have rather faced Jake Browning. So yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of time to prepare. Well, when it's a new quarterback and you only have a few days turnaround from your previous game on Sunday. So
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe you just kind of, like I like to say, just crumple it up in a ball, throw it over your shoulder, on to the next. But
Yeah. I don't
man,
know. I mean, 23 targets to Jamar Chase. Like you can't no as a team that is known for your defense, you cannot let that happen. Like they're going to throw to him, and why aren't you doubling him? Is he that good? He might be. I mean, to where he gets doubled, tripled, and he's still getting open. That very well could be the case. But uh, you know, yes, there was a new quarterback coming in. You didn't have a lot of time to prepare, but you knew everything else about this team. You've been watching the tape. You've been seeing how bad they are, and you still let them hang around and then ultimately win this game. Like I said, Thursday nights, just oh, good luck if you have any stake in them.
yeah, I want to talk about the 49ers Falcons game. We had CMC
Ooh.
versus Bijan Robinson, and that game, it somehow it wasn't good. The
Mm-mm,
Niners won
no.
20-10. It was super disappointing, but who wasn't disappointing was Christian McCaffrey. I mean, that guy absolutely balled out. He was as advertised. He was like the number one rusher and the number one receiver by yards
Hmm.
for his team. Mac Jones, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. Like, it was all Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
He was unstoppable. And on the other side, Bijan Robinson, 14 carries for 40 yards. He looked
Wow.
ultra stoppable.
Is the Falcons just like the hot and cold team of the NFL? Are they just one week they're just going to destroy a team that they shouldn't beat, and then the next week they're going to lose to a team that they probably should be at least competitive with? I mean, is this just going to be the Michael Penix? Is this his show of just turning it on and turning it off week to week?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they lost to the Panthers 30-0, and then they beat
Yeah.
the Bills like 3 weeks later. So
Yeah.
it makes no sense. Probably the most unpredictable team in football. But I guess shout out to the 49ers, I guess. And,
Yeah,
their defense stepping up, a bunch of backups, really like making a name for themselves. The Falcons, they host the Miami Dolphins, who are in shambles this week. So they could be back to having a winning record after next week. So,
sure.
yeah, I don't know what to make of them, but I'm not counting them out by any means.
Right, right. That's understandable.
I want to talk about the Seahawks Texans just real quick. It was a horrible game. Horrible, horrible game. But yeah, I just want to point out the Texans, because they were coming off of a bye and it was a late Monday night football game. They literally had 15 days to rest and prepare
Wow.
for this game. And they come out like that. Like that. Like that. Their
Well,
offense
well,
was so bad.
yeah. They they came out strong. Let's rephrase that a little bit. They came out looking really good. It's just they didn't ever put a cap on the game to where Houston was able to just bull rush the offensive line, take advantage of the mistakes, and keep on hanging around. I mean, we just never shoved them away, which we've seen that they can do against these crappy teams like the Saints.
Man, I mean, the Seahawks were in control from start to finish. I think the final score is not really representative of the game. I mean, the Seahawks lost the turnover battle 4-1, and we still won
And
by
still
so much.
won.
C.J. Stroud, he completed 47% of his passes. The running back, who's this kid?
Woody Marks.
Woody Marks. Geez, yeah. What I'm looking at says Jaquavius Marks. Is that his real
Oh,
name?
I didn't know that. Oh,
Jaquavius?
wow.
That really threw me. But
Yeah.
anyways, he had 10 carries for 15 yards with a long run of 11. So you take out
Yikes.
that, and he had like negative yards per carry outside
Right,
of that
right.
one run. Shout out Seahawks defense, I guess. But yeah, no, I was mostly just very disappointed with the Houston Texans having so much time to come prepare to show up. We'll get to it, but like, man, I'm ready to just fork this team and say that they are totally done.
The Texans?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
dude, there's something going on, and it's not being talked about at all. There is no news. There's no
yeah.
coverage of the Texans because they're not exciting, but they're also like not as bad or as drama as Miami or the Jets, right?
It's just sad, yeah, because we all saw what C.J. Stroud did his rookie year, and it's just like that guy is nowhere to be seen.
Well,
So
when you let go of your like Hall of Fame All Pro left tackle and you expect to be doing what you have done in the past, like good luck. That's how I look at that one.
I guess so. Is there another game that you want to highlight?
No, not really. The Green Bay, Arizona. It's funny. The one comment I have is about Arizona, and it's funny how like the offense. We've just been dogging on the offensive coordinator, how bad he is, how terrible his play calling is. He can't get the ball to the playmakers, and then Jacoby Brissett steps in, and he's like, I can do that. And the OC is like, this is what I've been trying to tell you guys. This is what I know. We can do this. And Kyler over there, like, they must be shaking their heads at Kyler, like, nah, you stay hurt a little bit more. Like, we got this guy that knows how to just at least throw the football over the offensive lineman.
Yeah, I wish that Marvin Harrison Jr. had more than a couple of catches, but yeah, your point is taken. Like, this offense looks objectively better with Jacoby Brissett, which is wild to say. The Arizona Cardinals are 2 wins, 5 losses, but all of their games are 1-score games.
Crazy.
So, yeah,
What a thrill ride if you're an Arizona fan.
that's one way to put it. Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, the other big game, Cowboys Commanders. Interesting NFC East clash. Yeah, Jaden Daniels gets hurt, and then the Cowboys put up 44 points. So, like, that's huge. I don't know where to attribute blame or credit, but that's something that I'm circling for like next week to say, okay,
Mm.
is this a Commanders defense problem or is the Cowboys offense just that good because they got CeeDee Lamb back and Dak Prescott looked incredible. So I'm like, okay, is this offense good enough that it can just carry the whole team? Like, are they going to be hanging around in December? Are they going to be like around the playoff picture come December just because of how good this offense is? Or was this a Commanders defense problem?
Both. Like, yeah, Commanders
Yeah,
defense
yeah,
is not that great.
I think that's probably right. I think
Yeah.
we just need to kind of earmark that for the next
Mm.
couple weeks and say
That's
like,
fair. That's fair. I mean, Dallas. This is what Dallas has been doing these last couple weeks, is just getting better and better on offense. And
yeah,
if you have a different, if you're a team that has an offense that can match that, I think you're going to win those games. But you need to match their level of offensive level. And but we all know who Dak is. He's not clutch. He's not. Something's going to happen, and it's going to hold them back from going to the playoffs, or it's going to hold them back in the playoffs.
dang. All right, let's talk about some bad teams, and I want to kind of do a little exercise with you.
Okay.
Um, we've already heard because we're recording on Tuesday, the 21st. We've already heard that the Jets will be benching Justin Fields in favor of Tyrod Taylor. Um, I want to ask you, we're going to go through a couple of teams. You tell me who has better job security. If the team had to keep one of them, who are they keeping? The quarterback or the head coach? So we'll go first with the Jets. Who would you rather keep, Aaron Glenn or Justin Fields?
Oh man, that's tough. I want to say Justin Fields, honestly. I mean, this defense is stellar, and they are holding teams. Okay, then I'm talking myself out of that. I'm keeping the head coach.
Okay.
The defense is so good. Like, we are not giving any credit to the Jets
Huh?
defense. They held the
Yeah.
Broncos to 13 points. They held the Panthers to 13 points. Not that the Panthers are all pros, but when you're holding teams to
Yeah.
less than 2 scores and losing, there is a fundamental issue on the offensive side and not on the defensive side.
All right, next. Kevin O'Connell or JJ McCarthy?
Oh, easy KOC. I was thinking about this the other day. Is he already like considered a Sean McVay Hall of Fame head coach? I mean, he is like, why would you ever let this? Him and Sean McVay are going to be the Mike Tomlin and the John
Yeah.
Harbaughs of our future, right?
Yeah.
Unless they leave, because Sean McVay has talked about leaving. But they will be here as long as the organization will let them be there. And man, JJ McCarthy, like, we have to give them some guff, but at the same time, they knew this was the plan the whole time. So I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
I don't know. Like that's obviously a silly question and you answered it correctly, but I just wanted to talk about JJ McCarthy because I think he was like low key benched. Like he dressed last week. He was the emergency third quarterback, so he didn't count against the roster, but he was dressed and he
Mm.
could have gone in an emergency situation. So like clearly he's not too hurt to play, so then it must be a benching, right? And
I
like
look at it. Uh, I look at it as a Carson Wentz revenge game. Like, Kevin O'Connell's like, I got to give this one to you, bud, and then we're putting in my guy.
whatever. Yeah, wow. I mean, they lost, but sure.
Well, yeah, but Carson Wentz had to take revenge against his
Against the
his former
Eagles.
team. Yeah.
Sure, whatever. All right,
No.
how
Yeah.
about you have to keep one of these, Spencer Rattler or Kellen Moore?
Oh, Kellen Moore, easy. I mean, we just saw a trade in our dynasty league for Spencer
Sure
Rattler,
did.
and I was like, what? Why? Are you? What is this guy
Yeah.
even going to make it through the year? Who knows?
Oh, definitely not. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't switched quarterbacks already. He statistically he hasn't had like a bad year, but this last Sunday was bad. This was like his first really bad game, and they've come out and said that they're sticking with him for one more week. But I really
Uh,
think it is like week to week at this point. Um,
did they say one more week, or
Ye-
you just added that in there?
I think I added that in there, but
Okay, okay.
yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't commit to him for the rest of the season either. They just said
Right,
Spencer
right,
Rattler's
right, right.
starting.
Yeah, I didn't realize. It took me a while after the game to realize that these two guys played they played with each other in Oklahoma. Rattler and Caleb Williams. I didn't put two and two together. I've always looked at Caleb as the USC quarterback, but I forgot that he started as a freshman at Oklahoma when Rattler was there as well.
Rattler was the number one high school quarterback in the nation.
Wow, wow,
He was a huge deal, and yeah,
gotcha.
he made Caleb Williams transfer basically.
Ah, got it. Okay, okay, good to know. Good to know. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Miami, Tua or Mike McDaniel. You got to keep one of
Oh,
them.
get them both out of here, dude. I would rather keep Mike McDaniel.
I would
I
too.
honestly, I would, as a dude, I would like this guy as a coach. Like, he just tells you straight up. He tells you he doesn't beat around the bush. He obviously is smart when it comes to offensive schemes. I don't know how much of a maybe there's too much of a dude personality to where he can't be the leader that maybe the team is kind of asking for at this certain point. But Tua, I mean, get Tua out of here, get Kyler Murray out of here, get these like short quarterbacks that obviously can't see over the offensive line, and can't create space outside the pocket to make their vision make
Yeah.
the correct line of vision for them. It's just get them out of here at this point.
All right, last one, and then this will kind of transition us into our TEC Team Elimination Challenge. The Raiders are absolutely crumbling, and they had their worst game of the season against their division rival. They lost 31-0 to the Kansas City Chiefs. If you had to let go of one of them, who would you let go of? Geno Smith or Pete Carroll? Ultimately, the
Pete,
blame has to fall somewhere, right?
Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll, get him out. I mean, I said this from the very beginning. But why are you hiring a coach that you know you're not going to keep, that you know isn't the future? I get it that they needed some structural support. Hire him as a consultant. Hire him as a defensive coordinator. Don't hire him as the HC. It doesn't make any sense. Geno is not that bad of a quarterback. We've seen this in Seattle. Yes, he's going through a terrible, terrible stretch right now. But we've seen what he can do. I don't think they really had a plan. This entire team, like they just were like, let's just play ball and see what happens. And it's coming. We're seeing it now. We're seeing the result of the no plan.
I think that's too strong to say they didn't have a plan, but yeah, I think hiring Pete Carroll was a very nearsighted move. It was a move to kind of set the tone, set the culture. Um, in a perfect world, yeah, he's not in the big chair, but like Pete Carroll, that he just demands that at this point. I mean, what other head coach is going to come in when like everyone's looking to Pete Carroll, but like you're the head coach? I don't know. That's just not a good. That's not a good environment. Like it was kind of like he had to be the head coach if he was going to be a part of that organization. Certainly, he
Yeah,
wanted to be the head coach, but yeah, I mean, just
right.
schematics wise, it was not working in Seattle, and it's not working in Las Vegas now. But like the O line's bad. Brock Bowers has been hurt all season basically, and Jack Besh, their rookie wide receiver in the second round, his development is non-existent. Yeah, I don't know where he is. So
Jacoby Myers is down to get traded. He's not down to get traded.
yeah, it's
If
all
Max
bad.
Crosby gets hurt, the whole team just says, "Well, we'll just give up. It's cool. On to the next."
So say all that to say, our team elimination challenge this week, I think is pretty obvious, right?
Yeah, I mean, to me, yeah, I've been pounding the table for a while now. You get blown out. Who did
Yeah,
the Raiders even? I gotta click on their team and see who they even beat. Okay, they beat the Patriots week 1, and then they beat
forever
the
ago.
Titans.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
they beat the Titans. They've lost to the Chargers, Commanders, Bears, Colts, and now the Chiefs. And the most points they've ever put up in a game is 24.
Yeah,
Yikes!
no. Uh, Raiders, you're done.
You gone.
All right. Now, I would like to turn our attention for the first time all season to the NFL playoff picture. All right, so here we are, the playoff picture. Uh, I think the biggest shock of all, of course, is the Indianapolis Colts, led by Daniel Jones, at number one. I mean, this was supposed to be a year of turnover for the Colts. It was new ownership, and everyone was given like their notice. Like the head coach, the GM, it was like, hey, you're going to be heavily evaluated this year and probably fired unless you do something insane. And the people in charge, they knew their jobs were on the line. They did not trust Anthony Richardson as far as they could throw them, and they benched him in favor of Daniel Jones, who has had years now of mediocrity and or worse. And they trusted that guy more than Anthony Richardson. But really what they trusted were themselves. It was the rest of the players, it was their play calls, their ideas, and they trusted Daniel Jones to execute that, and he has, almost to perfection. The Colts lead the league in points, and they have the best record in the league at 6-1. And then right behind them, somehow, the New England Patriots, 5-2. Andy, how about you talk about these Patriots that I know you've been backing just about every week here?
Yeah. I mean, it's hard not to with the change at HC. Drake May is starting to figure things out. They don't need a fancy wide receiver number one. I know they have Diggs there, but it's not like the Diggs of years past where he demands the ball every single play. Their run game is terrible. I think honestly, we saw it with the Broncos and Giants game just a couple days ago. Having that dual threat quarterback, having a quarterback that can surprise you with their legs, I think is a game changer. I think it's a must have, and that's definitely what Drake May can do. He can run, he can throw. It doesn't need to be crazy runs like Josh Allen and Lamar. It just needs to get the job done. And I think that having Vrabel there is a testament to that statement. Just get your job done, execute, and perform to the best of your ability, and this is the result.
Yeah. What you're looking at right here are the four division leaders at this point. As we scroll down a little bit farther, we see the three wildcard teams. If the season ended today, we have three NFC West teams, the Rams, Seahawks, 49ers, all making it. And then over here in the AFC, the Chargers and the Jags are both 4-3. They would be in the playoffs, and the Kansas City Chiefs would be the first team out of the playoffs because the Chargers and Jaguars both beat the Chiefs earlier this year. I think that's gonna change.
Yeah.
Call me crazy, but I think the Chiefs will eventually surpass most of these teams on the left side of your screen.
Right. The true testament will be the Broncos and the Chiefs to see who wins that division. But if whoever doesn't is going to get the 5 seed.
I think I'm with you. Yeah, this Chargers team looks real shaky. Their offensive line is so hurt. And then the Jags, I called them frauds on this podcast 2 weeks ago, and that's aged like fine wine.
Yes. Yes.
I want to look here. So the Chicago Bears, despite winning 4 in a row, are on the outside looking in right now. The Panthers have won 3 in a row, and they're still on the outside, which is crazy because record-wise, I mean, they would probably be in the playoffs if they were in the AFC, but there's so many good teams in the NFC right now, and that continues to be a trend as we look at the very bottom of the standings. The NFC has 4 teams below 500, and the AFC has twice as many teams below 500. So I don't know what to make of that, except that, like, it's anyone's game in the NFC.
Yeah. We've been saying this for weeks, right? The NFC is loaded. The NFC has teams that you can't quite pin down what they are. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they playoff quality? I mean, we just spoke about the Dallas Cowboys. The Giants are making a run. I don't think they will make the playoffs per se because of their terrible start, but at the same time, they could make a run. The Vikings are there at 3-3. Who knows with JJ McCarthy? And then if Jaden Daniels is hurt,
Vikings get Aaron Jones back this week, and they're going to get JJ McCarthy back sooner than later, I think.
Right. I think the obvious ones are the Cardinals, the Saints. I think the Falcons are ultimately going to end up towards the bottom of this list. But and the Cowboys are going to go up and up and up, and then the Panthers are going to have to hold their spot. I honestly think the Bears, at the way that they're playing right now, they are a playoff team, and scrolling up a little bit. That means
who do you take out?
Who are you taking out? Exactly. And unfortunately, I have to say the Seahawks right now. I get our record, I get it, but we do not. When you look at the other teams performing on a week-to-week basis, in my opinion, the eye test says this team is better than the Seahawks. This team is better than the Seahawks. Boom, 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 and I create this list in my head, and I go, I don't know if we can make this run last. I don't know if we can keep this, if our record is going to keep up with our skill level and our execution level. And
Stop it.
I'm serious. I'm nervous. I mean, look at Monday night. Look at these games. Our defense is stacked, but
Andy.
yeah,
our defense hasn't even reached its potential yet. I mean, we have
that's a great line
some of our best players like Witherspoon who are still out. Julian Love. I think our defense is one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. And offensively, it's better than anyone expected. And I think my only concern is the turnovers. It's not good. You look at these two losses that the Seahawks have had, and I hate to do this, but it is kind of Sam Darnold. He got strip sacked by Nick Bosa in week 1 to lose the game. He threw the ball away, interception late against Tampa, though those are our two losses. And then I think he committed 3 turnovers on Monday night, and we still won the game, thank God. But that has to be cleaned up, and I don't know that I expect it to get cleaned up. That's where my worry comes from. But I think team wide, the Seahawks are definitely a playoff team, but it's super competitive. I see that.
I think the classic line of we haven't reached our full potential or we haven't even seen the best yet. That's such a ESPN journalist writer line, in my opinion. If you scroll up to the playoff picture, one test I like to do for myself is, out of all these teams in the playoff picture, if the Seahawks played the Rams, the Lions, go down the list, are you confident Seahawks are winning that game? I think all but the Packers, I'm saying no. We'll probably lose to all these teams.
We took the Bucks to the brink, right? The 49ers are not the team that beat us week 1. They're so much more injured. I think and we're going to play them again, so we'll find out, right? So I hear what you're saying though. I kind of wanted to talk about these teams at the bottom as it relates to our TEC. We've eliminated only 2 NFC teams so far, the bottom 2, Saints, Giants. By the way, that Giants collapse was huge for our team elimination challenge. I love that. And then on the other side, we've eliminated the Jets, Titans, Dolphins, Browns, and now Raiders.
Now the Raiders.
We have the Ravens. We're keeping them alive. And believe me, one more L, and they're next on the chopping block.
Right.
And then the Texans, who I'm pretty much ready to eliminate. So it's we've pretty much narrowed it down in the AFC.
Yes, we have. But we're talking bad about the Falcons. We're talking bad about Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. I think the Cardinals have been kind of on our top 2, top 3 for a while now, and they keep on losing. So they're eventually on being
super close.
Yeah, but they keep on losing, and the playoff picture doesn't care how close you are. And a win's a win, a loss is a loss.
All right, let's look ahead to week 8 of the NFL season. Crazy. What games jump out to you, Andy? What's got you excited?
Not a lot, honestly. I'm usually the optimistic one here, but a lot of teams on bye, a lot of good teams on bye. The Rams, Detroit, Seattle, and so it hurts the overall schedule. Well, I'm looking at a rematch of the Giants and Philadelphia. That's going to be a good one. It's in Philadelphia this time, and it's not on a Thursday night. So all wings up for Philadelphia on that one. honestly, New York, Cincinnati, kind of low key. See how Joe Flacco does against that stellar defense as we've
Oh,
just described.
gross.
Hey,
Oh,
man.
you're sick, Andy. You're
Hey,
sick.
if Cincinnati's going to be for real, we got to see if they can win
They're
more than
not.
just one game. So, and then
Yeah.
uh, where to go? Right there, Dallas, Denver, man. High power
Yeah.
offense, great
That's what I
defense.
want to see. I want
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
the high flying offense go up against that Broncos defense. I want to
yeah,
see what
yeah.
happens.
It's in the afternoon window again, where Denver just seems to thrive.
Yeah.
It's in Mile High, so yeah, give me that in the late window, easy.
And then I'm biased, but of course I have circled Lamar Jackson's return to the field takes on the Chicago Bears in Baltimore in the morning window. Uh, 4 game win streak. I mean, not exactly the team that you
True.
want coming into your building. They have some layups, they have some cupcakes after this, but
Mm.
this game is going to be a challenge. It's going to be tough. And I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I get it. I get it. I think that's a sneaky good game. I do agree. I do agree.
All right, let's talk about fantasy football for week 8, Andy.
What the?
We are going to be giving you guys some advice, some start sit advice. Who are you flowing into your lineup for week 8?
Yes, 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 yes. I am going to start with riding the lightning, baby. I'm gonna go with Bo Nix. He scored 40 points. Now, on other platforms, I hear, oh, he's a streamer, play him only with matchups. Yo, I've been rocking with this dude like all season. I don't know what you're talking about. He is not on the waiver wire. But if you
Yeah,
have him,
no.
you probably have a second quarterback just to do exactly that, play the matchups. I'm saying play this matchups. You want anybody and everybody on this Dallas Denver matchup. Give me Bo Nix in this flowing in my lineup.
I love it. Yep, it's a little it should be obvious if
Right.
you know ball, but yeah, no, I love that call. I got J.K. Dobbins as my Bronco that I'm
Nice.
flowing in because it doesn't get any easier than this Dallas Cowboys matchup. J.K. Dobbins has had back-to-back disappointing weeks for fantasy, but I mean R.J. Harvey is just not involved. Like
Right.
it's just so disappointing. It's really is J.K. Dobbins' backfield until his legs give out, and this is just a golden matchup.
I'm going to go with the tight end pick here, a little spicy. I'm going to go with this Gadsden. I think that's how you say his last name. For the
Rondé Gadsden, yeah.
yeah, for the Chargers. Man, I'm trying to pull up the score right here. Trying to pick up how many targets this guy got. Oh yeah, 9 targets, 7 catches, 164 yards, and a tutty. I'm riding that wave. That's all my flow in is this week. I'm chasing those points. I'm
Just
flowing
pure
him in.
point chasing.
So how I look at it is the Minnesota Vikings have a couple different. They have various skill sets as the DBs, and they have the Chargers have so many great wide receiver options that the DBs are going to be so hyper focused that this tight end is just going to be, and he's showing that he's why they drafted him and that he's a skillful pro.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to keep. I think Justin Herbert. They're not going to have Haskins this next game. It's just going to be Vidal and Justin Herbert running the football. So that probably isn't going to work out that well. It's probably going to be a lot of passing, and I see Herbert going to Gadsden.
Like you said, a lot of teams on bye this week, so a lot of people are going to be looking for tight ends. Yeah, you could do a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I don't think he's going to repeat that massive performance, but I
No.
mean, if he goes from that to like 5 for 50 and a touchdown,
Are you
like
mad?
that's great.
Yeah.
Even 5 for 50, 5 for 60.
Right.
Like,
Right.
yeah,
10
you could do a
points.
lot worse.
Right. Right.
Absolutely. So you got Bo Nix as your quarterback. I got a quarterback that I'm flowing into my lineup. I'm going with Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
I don't know how many revenge games you can have
Wow.
before they stop being revenge games, but he's going up against his
Oh,
Green Bay Packers.
that's right. Let's go.
He's coming off of a great Thursday night football game. He looked awesome, and he was even missing a couple receivers like Calvin Austin. Uh, they got some extra weeks to rest or prepare or both. And yeah, I kind of like it. He's feeling himself. He's got a couple extra days, and he's extra motivated this week. I'm riding with Aaron Rodgers again.
Yeah, and it's in Pittsburgh, and I think that's a huge key point in there. I'm gonna go with. We've mentioned his name before. I'm gonna stay on this Thursday night game, as I've just told you y'all to stay away. But man, if you're struggling at running back, I think this is a move you have to make. You have to plug in Aaron Jones against this LA Chargers defense. They can't stop anybody. This is at the beginning of the year. I remember saying to you, this team is for real. The Chargers are for real. And now that they lost Khalil Mack, now that they lost X, Y, and Z, now that they're coming to do the Charger things that the normal Chargers do, I'm saying you probably need Aaron Jones to pop off, and I'm saying he probably is.
Yeah, it can be dicey. First game back from injury. Just ask me and Jalen Coker last week, the player that I said to flow into your lineup.
Yeah.
I float him into one of my lineups. If you're listening and you hate me for that pick, I hate me too. So, player that I'm flowing into my lineup instead of Jalen Coker is Stephon Diggs. The number one receiver for the Patriots going up against the Browns. But get this, Stephon Diggs hasn't scored a touchdown yet. Every New England Patriots pass catcher has scored a touchdown. Even Austin Hooper got in the end zone last week, and Diggs hasn't. I think that changes. Stephon Diggs scores a touchdown this week, guaranteed. Lock it up.
Oh, boy.
It's happening.
Oh, boy. He said the words, folks, and guess what? That means he's not going to be very happy with my first player that I'm going to say flow out of your lineup. I'm saying get Stephon Diggs out of your lineup. Get him out of here. He is trash for this team. They don't even need him. There's this guy, Kayshon Boutte. Yeah, I'd much rather play me some Boutte than this Diggs feller.
Boutte's just getting lucky with touchdowns. Stephon Diggs actually leads the team in like receptions and yards and like all of the advanced like stats. Like last week, Diggs was 7 for 70 and Boutte was 2 for 55. He caught 2 passes.
Yeah, but as you just mentioned, who's catching touchdowns? Who's getting in the end zone? Not Stephon Diggs, not XYZ, all these other guys, XYZ, Harry, you have a touchdown, blah, 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 blah. But no, Diggs, you just stay over there. You mess with your pink salt on the sidelines, and we'll score some touchdowns over here.
This is just your classic, process versus results. I'm process, your results, and what's going to happen is you're going to be 100% right. Boutte's going to catch some 50-yard touchdown. It's going to be his only catch of the game, and he's going to outscore Stephon Diggs.
Oh, yeah, that's my guy. Hey, Cleveland's no joke, man.
All right, well, listeners, do with that what you will. I'll be flowing him in. Andy's flowing him out.
I'm getting him out of there.
First player that I'm flowing out of my lineup, we already talked about it a little bit, but this Thursday night game, I'm trying to find another option other than Justin Herbert.
Wow. Yeah. That's hard to. That's coming out hot.
I think the running game's bad. I think the offensive line's bad. Yes, he has good offensive weapons, but the Vikings defense is pretty good. Thursday night's weird. I'm trying to avoid it. I'm looking for something else.
Yeah, I mean, it's been him and Trevor Lawrence, I think, have been like the shakiest roller coasters of QB fantasy productions, because it could be like the first half where you're thrilled that you started this guy, and then the second half you're like, wow, this is such a disappointment, or vice versa. Trevor Lawrence sucks for 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter he runs one in, he trips over himself twice and scores against the Chiefs still, and then you're like, wow, what a great production day. It hasn't been great as of lately with Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence, so I see where you're going with that. I'm going to stick with this same game where I'm saying to start some guys and I'm saying to sit some others. Vidal is by himself at the running back room. they can't seem to move the football with the running game. And when you only have Vidal and he's your third stringer and your fourth stringer is already ruled out for the game, that means they're going to put a lot on his shoulders. And for fantasy, you're like, oh, volume, volume, volume. But then you realize, oh, he's a third string for a reason.
Bad.
Yeah. He's not that great. So I'm flowing Vidal out of my lineup.
That's a bold take, actually, and I respect it. But yeah, just because the Vikings defense is tough, and they have their starting inside linebacker back, Blake Cashman.
Right.
So, yeah, no, I do like that pick. I'm flowing out of my lineup Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah.
It was a total running back by committee last week, and the coach came out and said that he's not going to change it. He likes them both. They're both going to get touches, and that's a nightmare for fantasy managers. They're going up against the Bills, so I think the Panthers are going to have to pass the ball to just keep up with the Bills. So, like, you're talking about a reduced volume of carries, and you're splitting it in half. I'm trying to avoid that.
And you have Andy Dalton starting. They have already ruled out Bryce Young.
I don't really care about that, but
I mean, you say
it's important to note
they're going to have to pass, right? So how good does that look? How great does that feel to have, knowing you're going to have to rely on Andy Dalton to win the game for you? It seems like a no wins, a lose situation where you're going to start one of them and the other one's going to score the touchdown. So I almost wrote those guys down. I totally agree. My guy is going to be this Woody Marks guy we just talked about. I'm flowing him out of my lineup. They're going against San Fran. Great defensive line, even without Nick Bosa. Even without Fred Warner, they've shown that this defense is still very top-notch. They have great coaching. And Houston's offense is trash. Their offensive line is arguably bottom 3, bottom 2 in the league. And we've seen a couple breakout runs from Nick Chubb or Woody Marks, and I think it's all luck. I think it's unreliable. And as you just saw, Woody Marks had 10 carries for 15 yards or whatever it was. It was terrible.
Yeah. Volume doesn't guarantee fantasy points.
Right.
Definitely not behind that offensive line.
Right.
Last player that I'm flowing out, Terry McLaurin is expected to practice in full this week. He should be back, but Jaden Daniels won't be there, and first game coming off an injury, that's just a stay away. Keep him on your bench if you even have him rostered at this point. Do not start Terry McLaurin even if he's active.
Yeah. Yep. I almost wrote Debo down, but then it sounds like he may not play. I mean, good luck, Washington. The spread is 10.5 right now on ESPN. That's going to be bumped up to like 14 by the end of the week.
Prime time against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
They give an extra day to see if Debo and Terry can come back. I wouldn't be surprised that they're just like, nah, not this one.
Well, that's another reason to not start them, because you have to worry about, when are they going to announce who's in and who's out and who's available to replace. Yeah.
Exactly. Lots of reasons to stay away.
Last segment of the show. Welcome to the Fantasy Flow Face-Off. It's a game picks challenge against the spread. It's Andy versus Austin. All season long, we're going to be going back and forth draft style, selecting picks against the spread that we like for this week. This week is week 8. We're going to look at the standings real quick. It's a tie again. Both of us went 2-1 last week, so we're tied again with 12 correct picks. Excuse me. As a show, we're at a 57% hit rate, which is pretty good, and we're looking to keep that going this week. Andy, you are going first this week. Congrats. What are you going to do with the number 1 pick?
That's right, baby. I'm going first. I am shocked that this team is favored. I understand they're at home, but after what we just saw on Monday night, how is this team favored against a 5-2 team? Give me San Francisco plus 1.5 against Houston. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that was the number 1 pick for sure. Very upset that you took that. Not surprised, though. My first pick, I'm gonna be a total hypocrite here. I know we said, what was your clever catchphrase for Thursday Night Football?
Avoid it, just enjoy it.
Avoid it, just enjoy it. Not me, baby. I'm getting in there. I'm taking the Vikings plus 2.5
Oh
against the
boy.
Chargers on Thursday. I'm gonna be sweating it, and this is gonna look real smart or real stupid. Probably right around the time you're listening. So,
Oh, I love it. Yeah, we say that catch line and then we do fantasy picks and players around those games.
yep.
Yep. That was not on my list. I'm listening to myself on that one. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay minus 3.5 against the Saints. Again, this is a high-powered team going against a crappy team. Why are they only favored by 3.5? I don't know. Sure, they lose Mike Evans, but isn't Chris Godwin coming back? Don't they still have Abuke? Don't they still have Rashad White and Baker Mayfield, the MVP top 3 favorite? Yeah, give me Tampa Bay here.
Yeah, that's a wild line. That's like almost suspicious. It's like what do they know? You know?
Sure,
But,
sure.
yeah, I think Baker Mayfield, he just missed those backup wide receivers on some nice deep passes. Yeah, maybe against Saints defense, yeah, you're able to complete some of those big plays. I like that pick. My next one, I'm gonna go Bills to cover 7.5. I like the big spreads. What can I say? I think they're way better than the Panthers. The Panthers are not as good as their record. I know they won 3 in a row, but they haven't played the Bills, and the Bills are coming off a bye. And I just think this is going to be a massive James Cook game. Give me the Bills to win by more than a touchdown.
Yeah. Like I said, Andy Dalton starting quarterback. I totally understand it. I'm not as big as a fan of the big spreads, but I totally get it.
I don't even think that Andy Dalton's like that big of a downgrade from Bryce Young.
Well, we say that we haven't really seen Andy Dalton, and he's another year older than he was last year. And yeah, that's not good for the NFL, the not for long. I was going to go against your favorite team and pick the Bears, but you got me hyped on this Aaron Rodgers revenge game. Give me Pittsburgh plus 3.5 on Monday Night Football against his former team, the Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers hate covering the spread.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Them and the Chiefs. The Chiefs stomped the Raiders last week, but man, yeah, usually they like to keep it nice and close and just sneak out of there with a win. I don't mind that pick at all. And yeah, if you had taken this next one, my emergency pick, which I'm carrying with me at all times now after what happened last week, my emergency pick was the Bears plus 6.5.
Okay.
Because I think they're giving the Ravens they're being a little too generous there.
Yes.
But I'm not picking against my Ravens. I'm picking against the Titans. And I'm taking the biggest spread of the week. I want all the smoke. Colts minus 14.5. I think it's going to be a blowout. You got the number one offense in football going up against the worst team in the league. Like, in absolute turmoil. The coach has been fired. They just released Tyler Lockett because he didn't want to be there anymore. Like, this is just... And everything that I'm saying is baked into the cake because it's a 14.5 point spread.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I think they cover. I think they win by like 20.
Yeah, their biggest. I mean, they already played the Colts, which I'm just seeing now, and they lost by 21. So you're probably dead on there.
And now it's in Indianapolis.
And that was in Tennessee, and now the next game is going to be in Indianapolis. Yeah, you're probably right. That seems like a layup pick now that I'm seeing all these previous Titans results.
Yeah, it'll be my third week in a row picking the Colts.
Nice.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they're the number one team for a reason, right? I mean you're sticking with your guns there.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of respect this week, 14.5. But
right.
Yeah, I just think the Titans are that bad.
Yeah, if it was a Thursday night game, a divisional Thursday night game, I'd say you're crazy. The fact that it's just a normal afternoon game, it makes a lot more sense.
All right, well there were your picks. That'll be fun to track. I think that's all we got.
Sounds good. Let us know who you're rooting for, and it better be this guy.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.